It's another sports podcast.
Dun, dun.
From the Sweaty Trio.
Dun, dun.
Because it's exactly what the world needs. Another sports podcast. We're glad to be back in the locker room, guys. It was a little bit of a chopped intro, but I felt it. I felt it deep in my core.
It was a new one. It was trial and error.
You felt it.
Boys, you got anything interesting you want to share? Anything interesting going on in your lives?
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing, eh?
I'm moving on Friday.
Oh, congratulations, man. In this market? In this economy? I plan to stay in this basement forever. I'm never leaving the locker room.
Well, we'll see.
I'm essentially John Gruden at this point.
It's $400 more a month, so we'll see.
Oh my god. Put that on the internet. That'll go viral. So we'll just jump right into it then. I want to ask you guys. Would you pay a defensive end coming off an injury $100 million? The Lions might.
Yeah, not on that injury, man. His leg was all fucked.
Remember the sound? You could hear
That was
it.
Anderson Silva, like, wrapping his leg around the other guy's leg.
Yeah, I mean, he is still elite, though.
Yeah, he's got depoy potential for sure.
I don't really know the last time I've seen a defensive end that can, like... He's like Aaron Donald. Jalen Carter.
He's
level.
white Aaron Donald.
He's nasty, but... What's he on? Is this his third year?
I think he was 2021.
I think he was 2021, so it's his fourth year.
So he'll be up for a contract after this season. Is he gonna get $100 million? Yeah, probably.
I would say he's worth it, even out with the injury. I mean, I guess you see what the injury does this year, how he plays, but that guy's next level.
He's sick.
And the Lions need it.
Did the Lions miss their window with like all the guys they had drafted on cheap deals? Like now they've paid Amon-Ra. Did they not extend Laporta? Or they're about to extend Laporta. Hutchinson's up for a deal. They gave Goff a new deal.
Jamo's
up after this year, yeah. So, I don't know. Maybe the Lions missed their window.
It's this one, I think. Well, that piece twist, actually. Yeah, it'll be interesting.
I don't know. I mean, they're still really fucking good.
They're nasty, but...
I mean, with the collapse they had in the playoffs, though, you got to ask yourself, like, was it your offense? Was it the defense? Was it coaching? That breakdown against the Commanders?
I mean,
we were in Florida watching that game.
Yeah, when you throw 4 interceptions in a game.
What about when they
blew
blew it to the Niners a couple of years ago?
Yeah. It's, maybe I guess they just don't have guys who've been there. They don't have guys who know how to get that.
They're still really young.
They are.
They are, and they're going to be good for a long time.
Yeah, and I mean,
who knows? Maybe they win a Super Bowl this year.
they have so many dynamic pieces at, like, important positions. You got Jameer Gibbs now. Amon-Ra. Monty.
Sonic and
Knuckles.
Knuckles are back.
Speaking of the Niners, though, apparently Purdy took a pay cut.
I don't believe that for 1 second.
Maybe he did. In this market, I mean, quarterbacks get paid, man.
That's probably what it is. I mean, we went over it last week. He is not a top 10 QB, and he's getting paid top 10 QB money.
But would you guys not want... Sure, you can get paid all you want, but if, like, let's use the NHL, for example, because I know contract's better with that. It's a, $81 million salary cap right now? If I'm Connor McDavid heading into next season and I lose to, let's say, Florida again, I'll say, give me $10 million. That's kind of a pay cut because he's probably going to get 13 or 14. And build around me. Keep continuing to build around me. You still get paid, and you have a better team around you.
I think hockey's a little different. The money's just smaller.
Yeah, the money's a lot smaller.
It's like Josh Allen took a $5 million pay cut as the best QB.
Which is
One
good.
of the best QBs. Yeah, but like in hockey, even Marner would be up for what? He's probably worth 13 and a half,
Someone's
14
gonna
million.
give it to him, yeah.
And him taking a pay cut is going to be 12. It'll be $1.5 million.
Yeah.
It's not as much. But, like, it's easy for us to say sitting on the couch, a bunch of guys who fucking fantasize about playing these leagues that we would take a hometown
And making
discount.
this kind of money.
Yeah, he probably did take a pay cut because the market deemed that he was only going to make more than the next guy. Like, that's how it works for quarterbacks
Yeah.
right now, right? Like,
Yeah, for sure.
somehow Dak is the most... Because he signed his extension, like...
Two or 3 years ago.
Yeah, I was going to say. And
It wasn't
like,
recent.
Burrow never passed him. Lamar never passed him. Allen never passed him. Hurts never passed him. Mahomes never passed him.
That was his MVP season, too, though. Dak had his MVP season, and Josh Allen could have made more money than him. He took an actual pay cut. We know that for sure.
Yeah.
But Dak had that MVP season. You had Deron Bland running around, pick-sixing everything.
Where the fuck is he now?
He sucked, dude. Even that year,
he had like
lucky
4 or 5
circumstance.
pick sixes that year.
It was ridiculous. And like they were the number 1 rated defense because of Deron Bland.
Diggs, too. Like, they were nasty.
They were really good. And even Micah Parsons, he went down last year, right?
I think so.
Yeah, he got hurt.
Last year they were just riddled with injuries.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how Purdy's contract develops. I think he's going to be a Goff. He'll be literally Goff 2.0.
It'll be interesting to see what the Niners do because
They're fucked.
Are they though?
Kinda.
Healthy. They're nasty.
Healthy, they're one of the best teams in the league.
Wide receiver 1 is Brandon Ayuk, who doesn't want to play there, and then you have Juwan Jennings, who's sure good, but
And Ricky Pearsall. He got shot.
he's no Paul Pierce.
He was pretty good last year.
Ricky Paul Pearsall. Him and Brian Robertson need to just come out to many men every time.
Many men wish death on Ricky Pearsall.
Ricky Paul Pearsall.
So, another really cool thing the NFL's doing. The guys that actually protect the QBs are finally getting recognized.
And you know who made this award come to light?
I actually don't.
Best O-lineman in the league, Deion Dawkins. Bills.
Really?
O-line.
That's
Yeah.
pretty sick.
Wow.
He was the one that
I love
pushed
that.
it.
That's really sick.
Yeah.
It's going to suck because Eagles are winning this award every single year. If
They're just going to split the award.
If Jason Kelsey was in the league still, he'd win it 8 years in a row. Lane Johnson has a chance at it. Jordan Mailata has a
It's
chance
gotta
at
be a
it.
tackle, right?
Maybe. I mean, centers still
I know.
have to protect
How do
the
you
quarterback.
how do you have like? Is it like pressures? Is it sacks? Is it?
That's probably all that shit.
It's everything.
I wonder what the criteria are.
It's probably pressure's allowed, hurries allowed, sacks allowed.
Do you think they expand like to special teams player of the year? Like do more awards?
Kick returner of the year.
Because MVP is basically a QB award now, but they have offensive
Like a
player of the
Spoy?
year. Like yeah, Spoy.
Boy.
Special teams player of the
They
year.
have an O Roy, a D Roy.
Miss Bohemian.
Yeah, those are separate team. Like if you have a defensive player of the year and offensive player of the year, you should have a special teams player of the year.
Because AJ Cole, the Raiders punter, just got a fat extension. He got $11 million.
Well, I think
Yeah.
wouldn't
And he's a
kickers just
two-time
dominate
All-Pro.
that award?
Who?
Kickers, they're special teams, and like you got a guy like
Have a koi. Have a kicker of the year.
you have to have a
coach of
good
the year, You
kicker.
might as well have two kois.
You have to have a good kicker. They score points.
yeah. Who's your kicker last year? He was amazing.
Boswell.
Was
Boswell.
He
Boswell would
scored
have
the
won
most
it.
points on our
He's
team.
number one kicker last 2 years in fantasy.
He was
Hell
He
yeah.
was like fucking wide receiver 8 last year.
He won them like 2 games last year. Was there not a game they scored 18 points and he had 6 field
Yeah, it
goals?
was week 2 against the Falcons.
And they won.
Yeah, they won on a last-minute field goal.
Like, they didn't score a touchdown and the Steelers.
Neither
were
did the
winning.
Falcons.
That shows the importance of kickers. Kickers actually matter.
Yeah, I mean only when you have a defense like the Steelers. The Steelers have put all their stock in defense.
Sure.
It's just about not letting other teams score.
I don't hate that. Having special teams, having rookies, having, offensive, defensive players, special teams, kickers. I like that stuff.
I'm with it. I mean, it costs nothing, right?
They have a coordinator of the year. They have a coach of the year. Just recognize the guys that deserve to be recognized.
Yeah.
Kick returner.
I think they have one for managers, too, or GMs, too.
Yeah.
Do they have a GM on the word?
I think so. I forget what it's called. The Howie Roseman
Jamoy.
Award.
Chamoy.
I do love that the NFL does one MVP, and the NHL does that, and so does the NBA. But it's basically like 2 leagues, the AFC and the NFC. Like baseball does.
You like
AL
what
and
the
NL
MLB
MVP,
does?
but I like that football is just one.
Yeah. I also appreciate how they do offensive and MVP.
Yeah,
Offensive
like
player of the year.
Saquon
then-
was clearly offensive player of the year, no questions asked. But Allen was the MVP.
He was way more valuable to his team.
It's hard. Nowadays, it's hard to win if
Do
you're
the
not a
Eagles?
quarterback.
Do the Eagles win a Super Bowl without Saquon? Because probably.
Probably
No,
get there.
probably not.
I think you get
He
there.
wasn't.
The,
I mean, if
the
you're looking
Rams
at it-
gave us a fucking fight. It was only because of Saquon breaking
Yeah,
away for
yeah.
2 75-yard touchdowns.
Who was it? Was it Swift before Saquon?
Yeah,
RB1?
he sucked. He was terrible. It was. I mean, the Eagles are good with they have great running back depth, but for a guy like Saquon, you needed that to open up Jalen Hurts' air game. It was. I mean, I guess they didn't really need it in the
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
Okay. So
either,
yeah, there was an argument for him to win MVP too.
but I still think they make the playoffs. The Bills don't make the playoffs though, Alan.
No chance.
Yeah.
No chance.
The Bengals' first round pick, Shemar Stewart, didn't get paid.
Poverty franchise.
Did you see why? There's language. So there's language in every. I don't know what it is specifically because it's outside my.
Yeah, they just kept saying language.
But there's language in every player's contract, and he wants it put in there, and he's the only guy that's not getting it put in there. Like the Bengals are specifically not putting certain words or verbiage in his contract.
Ooh, it's like they're just trying to circumvent the way that
Yeah.
he's in the organization.
And this was the guy they drafted to replace Hendrickson.
These guys are so
The Bengals are becoming like a place to not go.
Like, what are you doing?
They're brain dead.
They're not a destination.
This is crazy. Like, this is a team that was in the Super Bowl 5 years ago, who has
That's crazy.
a top 3 quarterback, a number 1 wide receiver.
Almost 2 number 1s.
Holy shit. 3, if you count your Hendrickson, at their position, you have 3 guys who are all arguably number 1 at their position.
Chase Brown is fucking nice.
And they had Mixon for all those years, who was
And he's
good.
Canadian.
Yeah, and he's Canadian.
That's crazy, man. These guys, I don't know what the front office is doing. I don't know what kind of peyote they got from Aaron Rodgers, but this is
Pay
absurd.
your guys.
You pay your guys, especially the ones that you like. You want to keep them. You want to build a culture.
That's the thing. Like, guys, I feel like running backs, to a certain extent, like the Saquons and the Henrys are the exception to the rule. But those guys are interchangeable. Like, you can take a guy in the 2nd or 3rd round and plug him into your offense. Guys like Jamar Chase and Trey Hendrickson and maybe this Stewart kid, like D tackles, running or wide receivers and quarterbacks, you always pay
100%.
because they're the best.
They're
and
vital
like,
positions.
You can't just draft and replace. That's not how it works, especially guys at that level.
Okay. And even,
Like, fucking pay him.
especially if he's good, if you believe in this kid, you need to pay him because a lot of these guys can be bust. Fine, make that argument, but
Then why'd you take him in the 1st round?
Exactly. Don't put stock into the kid and then not
Trade your pick.
not
see it
pay
through.
Trade your pick or take someone else. Like, what the fuck are you waiting for? Pay him. I hate the Bengals. They're so infuriating.
They're getting there, man. They're starting to become like the Hornets for me. It's just a team that I hate that I just want to shit on.
Fuck them.
Fuck them.
Fuck them.
Bengals, you've been fucked.
Speaking of rookies, I love this rule. The Steelers got through the legal tampering period. I like it. You have 52 hours to talk to a player on a 1-year trial.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
They upped it from...
Wasn't it just a day before?
Yeah, I think it was just a day.
Or slightly over.
So
a
they
day?
added... I don't know where they got the number 52 from, but
a
it's
day
cool.
and 4
Like,
hours.
It makes free agency more interesting.
Absolutely. You're going to see this guy, where he visits is going to be really important now.
And you're going to see a lot of... this player has agreed to terms with the Eagles. Actually, he didn't go to the Eagles because he got offered a better deal by the Steelers. I feel like you're going to see a lot of
Yeah.
Schefter and Rappaport being like, oh, fuck, we got to be really careful with what we're putting out there because there's going to be reports of like a verbal agreement and then someone could be like, we'll give you $10 more million. And be like, okay, fuck, I'll sign with you.
I think when all these rule changes started to come, I think you brought it up when we were talking about this and the Steelers proposing. It's like you go to Dallas, it's a big city, 1 airport. You go to Pittsburgh, it's kind of a small city, and it's compared to Dallas, it's kind of shit.
Not a lot of traffic.
You
Yeah.
can't get flights in like that. Like Dallas, you can get in any day, like any hour of the day. You're getting in there. The Steelers, especially with weather too, there's
Yeah.
so many different things that can get in the
It
way.
makes it a little bit more like a level playing ground.
Absolutely, especially like the Steelers aren't the only team like that. I'm sure there's a lot of other teams.
Buffalo's like that.
There's Buffalo,
Green Bay.
Green Bay. I don't know, maybe Carolina.
Maybe. But like there's big teams
Small
that just,
teams, yeah.
in small cities.
Yeah, but this comes into effect in 2026, so we'll see it for another year. But
And next year, free agency.
it'll be hella interesting when it comes in. And another really interesting thing. Our NFL boys are going to the Olympics.
It's a weird one. Never thought I'd see them in the Olympics.
I love it. I'm so gassed.
I know.
It's just more of the athletes that we love doing the athlete stuff.
I don't hate it, but I know flag football is not like a huge sport, but there was like the number 1 flag football quarterback came out and said like we don't need these guys, and like I kind of agree with him to a certain extent.
It's
but
a marketing plea. Is
yeah,
what it is.
and these guys are probably better at flag football than the best flag football
the
players.
gold
actually
medal
are.
in 2024 was Italy versus the U.S.
Was it Italy?
Italy.
That's fucked.
It's like a much smaller, more narrow field.
They're going to start stomping on guys. These NFL guys, when they get in there, like, I don't think flag football kids are even going to have a chance.
No.
Like there's no, if you can pick from the crop of players that are in the NFL versus the guys that you have on your flag football team now, why the fuck would you invite Joe Blow to play when you can have Patrick Mahomes as your quarterback?
Facts,
I
100%.
hate to correct you, it's Joe Schmo.
Sorry, Joe Schmo.
Joe's doing blow.
Joe Blow's Schmo.
Joe's blowing my smoke. Taylor asked us before this pod to create our dream team, all prime, all current NFL team for this Olympic game.
Quarterback, running back, tight end, 3 wide receivers.
Yeah, I'll start out with mine. This is my dream team right here. All elusive. I'm going for elusivity on the running and mossing guys on the catcher.
It's pretty much all you need because it's not contact.
That's what I'm looking for. It's just all getting up high and juking guys out of their socks. So I got Jalen Hurts as my quarterback.
Of course.
I got Jahmyr Gibbs as my running back. I got Travis Kelce. He's in prime. This guy's pretty much a wide receiver. Is there blocking in flag football?
No. Okay. You blitz the quarterback after, like, I think it's 5 Mississippis or 3 Mississippis. Seriously, like, I think that's the rule. Or steamboats, maybe. Steamboats might be the Canadian version.
Wide receiver I went Justin Jefferson. Wide receiver 2, I went A.J. Brown. And wide receiver 3, I took Mike Evans. 3 one-on-one threats.
I feel like we all had him.
It's all the one-on-one threats, Moss guys.
So I took this quarterback not knowing if they can run. I took Lamar.
Okay.
So that's an asterisk. We should have probably looked up the rules. And if it's not, it's going to be Mahomes.
Sure.
Like if he can't run and he can only throw it, I want Mahomes. But if he can run, I want Lamar. CMC.
Yeah.
Tight end is Bowers because I love his hands.
Nice.
Like Kelsey's a beast and arguably maybe the greatest tight end of all time. But just 1 year of Bowers watching that guy run routes and catch balls was fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Wide receiver 1 is Tyreek. 2, Mike Evans.
Nice.
For size. 3 is Jamar.
Nice.
I went a little bit off board with some of these guys. Some of them aren't great. So kind of like you said, like I don't know if there's running or not. I took Anthony Richardson as my QB because he has a cannon and he's fast.
Okay.
That's fair. He does throw the ball really fucking hard. Not
Yeah.
accurate, but hard.
Was a really weird one, but I only took him because he runs like a toddler. I took Pacheco.
He runs like he's angry at the ground.
My wide receiver 1 is Mike Evans. He's 6'5",
Nice.
and he's just going to absolutely moss everybody. I took Xavier Worthy because of his speed.
Nice.
And only because I love this guy and he's back in the league. I took Hunter Renfrow because he's one of the best route runners, at least when he was in the league at the time. My tight end, because the Olympics are not in America, I took Kyle Pitts because they're in Europe. And he's only good in Europe.
You know what? Michael's the most off-the-board team. If you ran a simulation between those 3 teams, he probably would.
He actually might. That's a really well-rounded
Do
team.
you play defense with your offensive players?
That's another thing. I wasn't sure if we were doing defensive players.
You probably do.
You have to, right?
I don't mind.
That's a next week segment.
That's a next week
Part
segment.
2 incoming.
I don't mind A.J. Brown playing DB, though.
Give me Mike Evans, bro. You are not mossing Mike
Interceptions
Evans. You're getting
galore.
mossed on both ends of the ball.
He might get ejected, though, if Marshawn Lattimore's on their team.
Oh man.
Actually, I want to bring this up. This is off our schedule, but you just said it. Should we have the GOAT tight end discussion right now?
Oh, man.
I mean, there's 3 options. It's Tony Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Gronk.
It's Gronk, and it's Kelsey.
I say Gronk.
Okay, so if you want to go on sheer numbers, it's Gonzalez because I don't think anyone's touching his touchdowns, right? Oh no, is it
No,
Antonio
it's Antonio
Gates?
Gates.
It's
who's
Antonio
touchdown.
Gates.
Antonio Gates.
Gonzalez is the yards
Receptions?
leader, or is it receptions?
So maybe Gates. Maybe there's 4. If you want to go like prime, like best in their time. I mean, mind you, I didn't really watch football when Gates was there, and Gonzalez, same thing.
Yeah.
It's Gronk.
Yeah, I agree.
Blocks. He does everything.
He literally does everything. I think he has equal catching ability and equal running ability to Kelsey, but he blocks. And that's the whole point of a tight end, is that you're supposed to block and be a catch tight.
Yeah. I
would
think
say
that's
Gronk.
the toughest position to argue for the GOAT in football.
Yeah, it's hard. It's just, he's like, John Gruden talked about it. I forget who he spoke as his GOAT tight end, but he was saying, Kelsey, fuck that, because like the guy does not block. He does not do 50% of what being a tight end is.
Yeah, that's fair.
He might be the best receiver out of those tight ends, but Gronk did everything.
Exactly. And Gronk, like, how many times has this guy land on his fucking neck and just get
He had like 7 neck surgeries.
And like, I don't know, man. Watching Kelsey, like, Kelsey's a guy that runs a really nice route, gets the ball, maybe breaks one way for extra couple of yards, and then goes down. Gronk was the guy that would run fucking through you, or over you, or around you. Like, he moved in ways that Kelsey could never.
I agree with that, 100%.
I also think he has more touchdowns than Kelsey, if I'm not mistaken.
Certainly has more Super Bowls.
Oh, yeah.
Gronk has, what, 4 Super Bowls?
Yeah.
He won 3 with the Pats, 1 with the
Bucks.
Bucks.
Yeah, so Antonio Gates is 1, Tony
Jimmy
Gonzalez
Graham
is
is
2,
4?
and Gronk is 3rd in touchdowns.
So, okay, Jimmy Graham. So Kelsey's probably going to play this year and then hang him up.
Yeah, maybe one more.
Is he going to pass Gronk? Because if that's the argument.
Probably.
13 touchdowns in a year?
Shit, I didn't see Jimmy Graham. Ooh, 13 is tough.
13's going to be hell. I mean,
Who
2 years,
has
maybe.
more catches and yards between Kelsey and Gronk? Oh,
It doesn't show here. It's just
Okay,
touchdowns.
Antonio Gates, though, man. Him and Rivers were money together.
Yeah, Antonio gave 116 touchdowns. It's crazy.
But look at the games played, too, between Kelsey and Gronk. 143 to 175.
93 touchdowns and 40 less games for
That's
Gronk.
crazy.
Wow.
13 more touchdowns and 40 less games.
With arguably a better quarterback. Kelsey has a better quarterback.
Yeah, okay. Let's start right now. Would you rather have... You're drafting a team, and you can fill the roster however you want, but you get the duo of Brady and Gronk or Mahomes and Kelsey.
Brady and Gronk.
Yeah. Well, I should say this. Can I get Aaron Hernandez in the locker room? Because I think Aaron Hernandez and all of his antics kind of desensitized Gronk a lot. So that Gronk was now...
I think Gronk's just really dumb.
He feared nothing after seeing Aaron Hernandez jacking off in the locker room.
Did you see him
How
on...
does Travis Kelce have a return touchdown?
Did you see Gronk on Caleb Presley interviewing him?
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
Are you retired? Partially. Partially retired. So funny.
All right, boys. I think the NFL's been milked.
Yep.
NFL, you've been
Milked.
Let's get into how the Leaf falls, boy. The Leafs clean house again. Is it finally time for the reset?
Well, this bleeds into the second question on the board. So Shanahan's gone. 11 years he was in this role. I won't even say what we're doing because we'll push that out later. But Shanahan did a lot of good. He did a lot of good. So the Leafs were a laughingstock for a long, long time.
Yep.
Shanahan came in. He restored a lot of bad relationships with the Leafs alumni, like Dave Keon, Mike Keenan, arguably the greatest Leaf of all time. He never wanted anything to do with the Leafs. Shanahan had a lot to do with that. He did Legends Row. He all the in-game stuff that you see now, Shanahan was responsible for that. He worked really well with the board. From a business standpoint, I think Shanahan was excellent.
Sure.
But
A hockey standpoint.
from a hockey standpoint, what's his legacy?
Nothing. He did nothing.
There's nothing.
One of the most talented cores you'll ever see that never achieved anything.
He won 3 rounds.
So yes, it's time to reset. So there's your second question. Is it time to reset? Maybe. But...
Okay,
Leafs.
so this isn't how the Leaf falls, but Florida is shit-stomping Carolina.
I think Carolina's just not a good team. I don't think the Metro's just not a good division.
I think the Leafs would walk Carolina in 5 or
But
6.
this just shows you how bad Washington is.
They
lost in 5 to Carolina, and Carolina is going to lose. They would have got swept if... Let's be real. The Panthers rested Reinhart and Mikkola last night.
I agree. I think that's the Paul Maurice. The Paul Maurice formula is when they're on the brink of elimination, go out there, rest your guys, beat the shit out of the other team with your lower lines,
And
so
then
they
we'll beat
have
'em in
nothing.
5. We'll beat 'em
Exactly.
in 5.
And then you go home and you're chilling. But does the Leafs pushing Florida 7 make you rethink the core?
No.
No.
I said it last week. I say yes. Rethink
But
it.
why?
You have 3 of the top 20 hockey players in the NHL on your team right now. Don't give it up for anything. How long have McDavid and Draisaitl, how long did it take them to get over the hump for this? Before last year, how many...
They've been to 3 straight conference finals. And they're about to go back to their second cup final.
Ovi didn't win. Ovi, you said it. How many times has Ovi
Yes,
been past the conference final? It's second round.
Once.
And there was the one time he won the cup. The thing
Yes,
is,
but the thing is he won. But and he didn't have the supporting cast.
after 13
Nick
years.
Backstrom and John Carlson are not Matthews, Marner, and Nylander. I'm sorry.
They're not.
I think Prime Ovechkin's better than all
At
of
a
them.
time were they? I didn't watch like prime Ovi times. During that time, were they not?
Prime Ovi is better than all 3 of those players, but Matthews, Marner, and Nylander are better than whatever core Washington has ever had. Minus that year that Braden Holtby, when they won the cup, Braden Holtby won the Vezina, did he not?
He did.
He was excellent.
It was the save.
Yeah.
Where he robbed, I forget who it was.
I've seen that.
I was in 17 when they beat the Leafs. 18.
It's just, you have, like, Marner, I know we want to talk shit about these closing games. Yes, he sucks when the lights are brightest. But when the kid gets over the hump, like we saw him this year in the playoffs, he was incredible.
Not in the
He
games.
was.
Not in the big games.
He
And
was
not in the big games, but those are...
He was inconsistent, but when he was good. I think I agree with you. He was incredible when...
And I feel like Marner's getting all the blame. That's not fair.
I'm hearing a lot
They all
about
deserve... The three of them deserve
It's
all
just
of the
because
blame.
Marner's leaving, and I'm one of those people looking for a scapegoat. I'll say that. No problem.
There always is in big markets.
I don't think Marner should be it, though. Like, John Tavares, fine. I think John Tavares, you give him a $4 million 3-year deal. If he doesn't accept it, walk. Sure. Marner, you give him 13, 8 years. Be happy. You got a player. He's a franchise guy. Any other franchise.
It just proves that the team that you have built around these guys is not good enough. And the dogs aren't... They don't have the bite. The big dogs don't have the bite that you need to win a cup. But go watch the next Oilers game and even just watch McDavid when he loses the puck, he gets it back in 5 seconds. Draisaitl is leveling guys. Zach Hyman has 104 hits this playoffs. He had 150 something in the regular season.
But hey, Leafs fans also said, let Hyman walk. Let Hyman walk. And now everyone's crying. We want Hyman back.
I don't think Leaf fans were saying let Hyman walk.
They were. Everyone was saying he's a washing machine.
Not for $5 million. That's a free 40 goals.
He went from 24 to 36 to 54 goals in 3 years with Edmonton. And yeah, you can say whatever. He played with McDavid.
He only makes $5.5 million.
50 goals is 50 goals. I don't give a shit.
You know that money that they...
But no one saw this coming when he was on the Leafs. No one saw it.
Maybe, maybe not. The money that he made in Edmonton at 5.5 was combined Kerfoot and Justin Hall. You pick. Which one would you rather have? Like, I'm just saying, poor cap management.
I heard Michael say once that Zach Hyman was a glorified Kerfoot. He's a washing machine.
Yeah, because I was pissed off. He kept losing.
The thing is, I want to ask. So I'm thinking like Lakers, Mavs kind of thing. Luka gets moved to the Lakers. Who's now the face of the franchise? What team do you put Marner on where he's not the franchise guy? Because you put him on New York, he's a franchise guy. You put him on Dallas, he's a franchise guy.
No, Rantanen.
I think even then, Marner might still...
No, don't even say Marner's better than Rantanen. If those words come out of your mouth, I'm leaving.
Rantanen. Yeah, we're cutting the podcast forever.
We'll see. We'll see next year.
Rantanen is 10 times the player that Marner is.
We'll see next
So
year.
you say pick a team where Marner is the...
Where he wouldn't be the franchise guy.
Wouldn't be the
like
franchise.
Edmonton, fine, he wouldn't be.
Okay, but if you put him on the Sharks, then what's the point?
No, but I'm talking about other teams that still have good guys. So like the Kings, or sorry, the Rangers still have Panarin. Marner would be better. If you look at Carolina, he'd be the franchise guy. He's better than Aho. He's better than Svech. He's better than everybody there.
Montreal
Is the franchise guy. He's better than Caulfield. He's better than Suzuki.
Vancouver.
He's better than... Like, he's the franchise guy on 98% of teams.
Franchise
On
guy that
30
can't
teams.
perform in big markets. Toronto is the biggest market. You think you're going to perform in Chicago, New York, or Montreal? No chance. No chance.
I agree with you that 100-point Selke level forwards are very, very hard to find. But based on the team they have going into next year, whether they have Tavares or Marner or not, I would rather have 2 or 3 guys making $4 to $6 million who can put up 50, 60 points and perform in the playoffs.
The difference in the regular season, and you've seen it now that you've watched hockey for a few years now, the difference between the regular season and the playoffs is a whole different world.
Yeah.
The playoffs, you cannot breathe. There is no fucking room. Guys are on you every shift, every night. In the regular season, you can do the Marner shit. You can go figure skating and put up 100 points because it doesn't matter. The teams that are cup contenders just want to get in. They don't care if they win their division. They don't care if they win the President's Trophy. It's just get in and make a run.
I want him back. You guys aren't going to change my mind on this. Like he is an elite player, and you don't let elite talent walk. This is a Bengals situation.
He will not be back. I can promise you he will not be
As it stands, I think his 2 favored teams to go to are the Kraken and Florida. And if he goes to Florida, he's Kevin Durant.
Betting odds?
Yeah, and apparently
I just saw
apparently
a thing.
Vegas
I
is
don't
in
know
the
about
mix
it.
too.
I also saw Vegas. Yeah, Golden Knights.
I don't know how they're going to make the money
call
work.
his boy Dubas say, "Hey Kyle, I need $15 million. I want to play with Sid in his last 2 years."
Oh, and a no move.
Come on over.
And guess what? Marner would be the franchise guy in Pittsburgh.
Congratulations, you won't make the playoffs with that roster. They're fucking horrible.
They still might. When you add Marner to that team, he elevates guys. He elevates a lot of guys on his team. And I think I don't want to put it on the Chief, but we saw it in the Dubas era. The Leafs did play better when Keefe would shuffle the lines. When Keefe would put Willie on line 1 and Marner down on line 2, he elevated Tavares. He made Tavares something. He made Bertuzzi something.
I'm not saying you're wrong. Marner's a great regular season player. And he's a great playoff player in games 1 through 4. But in games 5, 6, 7, which are the biggest series, the biggest games in every series, he doesn't show up.
Yeah.
He has no goals.
I mean, we'll see what the Leafs do. The Oilers are a fucking wagon. This right here,
Locked in.
this is the look.
This is the glance that changed their season. They lose 6-3 to Dallas. Game 1. I don't even know if there's volume. You just look.
I'll plug it. don't worry.
Draisaitl and McDavid do one of these. They look at each other, and they go, it's game time. Edmonton's now winning in the series, and Skinner's allowed 1 goal.
Yep. The last 10 goals is 9-1 Edmonton.
Yep.
McDavid has 3 points in those games. Draisaitl has 2. Everyone's scoring. Everyone's playing extremely well.
Leaf legends, man. Zach Hyman and Connor Brown are lighting it up.
We're going to see another Edmonton
John
final.
Klingberg is lighting it up.
John Klingberg fucking scored. Can you imagine that? John Klingberg.
He was a Leaf. Didn't play a
Since
single
that
game.
For about 6 minutes.
Since that game, they've outscored the Stars 9-1.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. That comeback for the Stars, though, like, good on them.
In game 1.
Oh, my God.
That's
What a night of
Unanswered
sports.
goals in the third.
What a night of sports.
And that was the Pacers' first OT game, right? In game 1.
Yeah. Well, that was when Halliburton hit the...
One of the better nights in sports in recent memory. For
Holy
sure.
shit. That was crazy. But the Oilers, it's looking like Oilers, Florida. That's going to be the final.
Well, okay, so I think Dallas won't roll over. I think Dallas will win game 4.
It's going 7.
I think it's a 7
I
game.
don't think it's going to go
It's
game
gonna go
7. I think it's...
Does Carolina have any life?
No.
No.
How about that shot from Stankoven last night?
Oh my god. He fooled
Just
Bobrovsky
under the bar.
so hard.
I think Carolina wins game 5.
No.
They'll lose in 6.
It's, like you said, bro, the rest of their guys, these Florida boys are going to come. Are they playing tonight? Or is it Dallas tonight?
It's Dallas tonight.
And then who's in the NBA tonight?
The Pacers
Yes.
and Knicks.
Yeah, I was watching that game last night. The T-Wolves and Thunder game. That was interesting.
We'll get into that.
That ended, yeah.
What do you guys think of this Nurse 2 hands on Hintz? That 2-minute penalty that put this guy in a boot.
It was a brutal play.
Horrible.
Hintz is in a boot right now. Or a cast, whatever it is.
He's in a walking boot.
It's fucked. Was it Knobloch that said if that's McDavid getting slashed, it's like 3 games?
Yeah,
I think it was
100%. And he's not wrong.
He's not, 100%.
It was a dirty play.
He did get 5 minutes,
It
yeah?
just sounded like he hit the shin pad, and it looked like Hintz dove. No, dude, he might have broken something.
That was a hard slap. That was a full turnaround 2-hand to the thigh.
Yeah, that's...
NHL officiating is fucking horrible.
It's awful.
Wes McCauley's too busy chasing down hitmen.
Like what? Why do they call everything in the regular season? Fine, you want power plays and scoring, call it. But then you have to call it the same way. Like, you're a little bit more lenient maybe in the playoffs, but like if it's a penalty in game 1, it's a penalty in game 7. I'm sorry.
Should be.
I agree.
You can't have discrepancies based on the game or the time of game. If it's overtime and I trip you, and I get that called in game 1 in overtime, and I trip you in game 7 in overtime, and it's the same call, it's not getting called in game 7.
No.
Why?
I guess...
That's a penalty.
Well, I'm a firm believer, don't let the refs decide the game, let the players decide the game.
Yeah, 100%.
Let the players go out there and do their thing. If it was up to me, there wouldn't be half the penalties that there are in the NHL. But I understand in Game 7, it's so high stakes and so high speed and so high pressure and emotion that you kind of have to let these things go, because if you call the way that you do in Game 1, the whole team's going to be in the box by the second period.
That's a good point.
It's like these guys...
Maybe that's what makes hockey so beautiful in the playoffs, is that
That's what I was going to say.
guys are getting away with a lot more shit because it's so much more physical. So maybe...
I wish the NFL would take a page out of this book. Like, how many Super Bowls have we seen fucked over in a conference final game because of one call?
The holding call on Gardner Johnson. Was it Gardner Johnson? Whoever it was.
the year they lost to the Chiefs.
Yeah.
The hold. It was holding,
a hold.
right?
Yeah, right at the end. It was a hold. I'll agree. But, like, it was soft. It was really soft.
Yeah, he
and, like,
pulled
sure,
on the back of his
you
jersey.
call that in the regular season, fine. Call that in any other game, week 8, fine. But the Super Bowl? Like, come on. Let these guys play. In the last play of the game?
I mean, we bitch and complain about officiating, but there is a simple solution. Human error is part of sport. If you want it, it's always going to be there. And yes, we're going to bitch because we're fans.
I hate it.
But if you don't want it, then it's robo-umps. Or
I'm with Robo-umps.
it's robo-refs, whatever you want to, like.
What do you want?
I want human error.
Yeah, so do I.
I like Robo-refs. Like, just don't give the people an excuse to complain at home.
But you know what I like about the NBA is they put out that report, the final 2-minute report about when they miss fouls They do it after every game. The NBA publishes it after every game. The refs will be like, they'll watch the game and be like, oh, we missed a foul on LeBron with 30 seconds left, and maybe they would have won if he got the free throws. The NFL and NHL never do that. They never are like, we missed a trip in the third period. We missed a DPI in the fourth quarter. Like, never.
But what benefit does that have? It just makes people more upset.
Or it holds the referees accountable.
I like that.
Okay.
Because
And
it
it
gives
maybe
you...
makes them change the way that they officiate.
Exactly.
Listen, they're human beings. They're going to make errors. It's part of it.
But at least you get to go over your errors, see where you went wrong, and you can see it for next time.
100%. And as a fan, you're like, okay, fuck, that sucks, but like, at least the league is acknowledging that they made a mistake.
Yeah.
Fair.
I like it. I'm pro robo-umps. We had this conversation. I love it. Just get rid of the fucking term.
Just such a gray area.
Yeah. The Canes in the Eastern Conference Finals are basically free wins at this point. 15-game losing streak that they broke yesterday.
So fucked.
The last time they won, Rod Brindamore was playing for them.
It was 2006 or 2009, one of the two. That's sad. You want to talk about blow her up? 15 games straight in the Eastern Conference
At least
Finals.
they fucking been there.
I mean, I guess this actually you're contrary to your point. The clip that we just posted today, 500 wins or go to the finals and lose. What do you mean? At least they've been there. You'd rather them not go there.
That's true. Yeah, I did say that.
Because the fact is, getting swept every year there is so sad.
It's horrible.
It's so bad.
So how long has Brindamore been the coach in Carolina? Maybe like 6 years
7
now?
or 8 years, yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, we know how good on paper Carolina is, and everyone claims that Rod Brindamore is a great coach, which he is. But is it more on him now, or is it the players? Because they do have a great core. It's not fantastic, but it's really good.
I think coaches are hired to be fired. I think ultimately you can roll out a system, but you coach the team you have. If you're a coach GM, then fine. But that doesn't exist. So coaches are always scapegoats. Like if a team fails, they always fire the coach.
Yeah.
Like, do you realistically think it was Keefe's fault? No, it just proved that it wasn't Keefe's fault that the Leafs didn't go deep. It wasn't Babcock's fault the Leafs didn't go deep. It was the players and the team that the front office built. So I don't think that's fair. Now, some coaches are better with getting players up for big games and schemes and whatever you want to call it. Some coaches are just lucky. Who's the coach in Dallas? He's never lost a game 7. What's his name?
No, not Cassidy.
Oh my
DeBoer?
God. Pete DeBoer.
Yeah, Pete
He's
DeBoer.
never lost a game 7.
Yeah, was he like 5-0
And
or
Jared
something?
Bednar in Colorado has never won a game 7.
I think he's gone next year.
He probably is. But, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, some coaches are lucky. Some coaches just know how to prep guys for 7 games.
It's so funny how the narrative changes for coaches. Because when Colorado won the Cup, it's like, oh my God, Jared Bednar is like, he's the greatest mind in hockey. And then it's 2 years later and they're out the first round. It's like,
Tampa
holy
might
shit.
fire John Cooper.
Yeah,
They haven't done shit
which
since...
is fucked.
Now, 3 straight Cup finals and 2 Stanley Cups gives you a longer leash, but they haven't gotten out of the first round in the year they lost. The year they lost to the Cup final. They haven't made it out of the first round.
It's just, there's so many things that go into teams losing.
It's interesting. I do think it's the players in Carolina. You don't have that game breaker, right? You don't have
They don't have like a
Matthew
Matthew Tkachuk or
A Reinhardt.
a Reinhardt, yeah.
Or a Jones.
You don't have that guy that's just going to throw it up all at the end and make
Or
it
a
happen.
McDavid. Yeah.
34-year-old Freddie Anderson.
Olympics is coming back. Russia will not be playing. No OV, no Vasi.
Yeah, we don't do politics or social issues on this pod, but I wanted this in here just because the hockey fan in me, it's sad. Like,
Yeah.
I get it. I get it from a political standpoint. I understand it.
But you won't see OV in the Olympics.
But we won't have one more year of Ovi Crosby in international hockey.
Which sucks.
And the Russian team would be great. The Russian
Russians
team
are
would be
good.
really
Does
good.
it like is that a true, like, the 4 nations? I'm sorry, Finland, you're not in there. It's Russia.
They're just not good enough.
U.S., Canada, Sweden, and Russia. Those are the 4 best. Does that count if you win an Olympic gold without Russia, or if you win a World Junior without Russia? Because as much as people may hate Russia, they spit out so much talent in hockey.
Kucherov's Russian, correct?
Ovi, Malkin, Kucherov.
Have we
Panarin,
seen
Kaprizov.
Kucherov? Have we seen Kucherov and Ovi in the Olympics yet?
No.
And Kaprizov in the Olympics on that team?
Their goalies would be
Crazy.
Bob Vasilevsky and Sorokin or whoever you want to put
Shesterkin.
in there. Shesterkin.
Holy shit. Yeah, it
They
is
would
pretty
probably
sad.
be the second best team. Maybe first on paper.
Damn, bro.
So it sucks to see. And like you want to see, this is Crosby and Ovi's last Olympics, 2026. You want to see them there. You're not going to.
I know we don't do politics, but hopefully when this happens.
He's coming after you now.
He's going to plant something like he did to Panarin.
You might want to cut that.
Yeah, we'll cut. Don't come after me. You can score 20 goals on me. It's fine. NHL, you have been
Milk.
So Taylor, this Pacers-Knicks series has been hell.
It's been fucked.
It's been sick.
Fuck, man.
This is kind of OG basketball. This is OKC versus the Lakers. This is OKC versus Houston. This is Cleveland versus...
It's so entertaining.
This is amazing.
It's so entertaining.
This is like 2013. It's like
This series is sick.
Halliburton. Where are we ranking Halliburton amongst point guards?
In the league?
Yeah.
Top 5.
He's nuts.
I think he's 5.
He makes so many people better on his team.
Is he better than Brunson?
They're so different. It's so hard to compare.
I would say yes, though.
You think he's better than Brunson?
Yeah?
Brunson Burner is he's a scoring threat. He's like
Yeah.
he's a point guard scoring threat that we've never
tempo
seen.
and passing.
He can drop 40 on any night.
But I think that's what transcends a game. That's what really makes the difference. You can go out there and score all you want. Marner, there you go. You got a guy who can go out there and score and do what he needs to do. But he's not controlling the pace of the game the way that Halliburton is.
The pace that the Pacers play with, ironically, is so fast. Like, they do not stop.
They just go, go, go.
And I think the Knicks were tired after the first 2 games.
Yeah, and especially because Thibodeau plays his guys fucking 43 minutes a night. Because they have no bench.
Yeah. And, I mean, they showed that they had a bench in Game 3, though. And
Yeah.
then Cat comes in and fucking drops 20 in the fourth
Zesty
quarter.
pass.
Even then, though, it was both Brunson and
Should have missed the
Cat.
pass the ball. He renegated that ball.
But both Brunson and Cat were in foul trouble before the end of the first period. I think Brunson had 4 by half, and Cat had 3 before the end of half.
Cat just went on a tear.
They benched him. They benched him for most of the game. I think that's also, it's a mental game with that. Like, you bench him to say, go fucking sit there and think about what you did. Your timeout.
It's a timeout.
And then he clearly learned his lesson. He came back and he was ready to play.
Like, after all that, you can play.
But this has been a hell of a series. And on the other side of it, we also have another hell of a series. This T-Wolves OKC it's amazing. Basketball is back.
So, yeah, we're down. They're down. They lost Game 4. However, they lost by 2. But, yes, Wolves with a statement win in Game 3.
They won by what, 35?
Yeah.
I saw you put this in your notes, that breakdown of how
they shut them down, but they didn't do it again in Game...
I think Shea is actually just really dynamic.
Shea's got a bag, but Shea gets to the foul line a lot. Like, I saw after he won MVP, everyone's like, oh... This is a charity MVP. This is a DEI MVP. That's our friend on our comments said there. He does get to the line a lot, like, but earned or not.
To your point, when MJ and LeBron made it to the finals in their MVP seasons, their average free throw attempts, or not average, in total was 180. Shea is at 130 right now.
Wow.
So it'll be very close. He might have a little bit more, just based on the game that he plays and the refs, but I don't think he has free throw. Doris Burke called him free throw merchant, which was fucking hilarious.
Doris Burke said that?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He grabbed someone's arm and like tried to like draw a foul and like slapped it up in his face, and she's like, "That's why they call him a free throw merchant."
I think that might have been Brunson, because I saw it with Brunson.
Maybe it was Brunson.
Because Brunson is a freaking free throw merchant to the max. Brunson is the biggest flop artist that I think any sport has ever seen. He belongs in soccer. He belongs in the Prem League.
But this is the thing about basketball is people bitch, and I just did a little bit about Shea, and I'm sorry, SG. But people bitch about this guy's a free throw merchant. He gets to the line a lot. Star players get calls in the NBA. That has always been proven.
Yeah.
Always. That's never not been a thing.
And the higher scoring, the more attempts you get at the line.
100%. The more you shoot the ball, the more you're going to get fouled. That is math.
It is a little crazier with Brunson, though. Like, that video, I saw that. And I think, I forget whose hand it was, but the guy was playing defense while he was coming down the court, and he just had his arm out over his shoulder. And Brunson put his arm up, threw his arm into the other guy's arm so that ricochet into his face, and then, like a building exploded in front of him, flew back into the court to get a call.
So funny.
It was unbelievable, the dramatics.
Is that dramatic or is that smart?
It's smart because you might get the call.
It's smart, yeah. It costs nothing, and I mean, If you get the ball, if you get 2 points at the line, you get 2 points at the line.
Yeah.
But
The charity stripe.
have some dignity, man. It is the league. The NFL, that would never fly. NHL, that's why they need to put an embellishment called the NBA. The same way they have in the NHL. Embellishment, I love it. And it doesn't get called too much, but it's when it comes into play, it comes into play big.
They called it last night when Florida and Carolina were playing.
Yeah, but
it
the
was
thing about the NBA is like fouls are called probably like every 4 or 5 possessions. Like you can't review like in hockey, you can't review penalties, but you can review high sticks, and a lot of embellishments come on high sticks. You can't review fouls in basketball, otherwise the games would be fucking a day long.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like that's impossible.
That's fair.
Because on average, you're probably shooting 25 to 30 free throws
And
per
like, think
team.
if again, human error. If you're a ref and you see Brunson doing this and you don't see the arm thing, you're gonna call it
For sure.
because you see a star player on the ground. You're shooting 2. Sorry, like I don't know what happened, but you're shooting 2. You can bitch at me all you want, but like he's on the ground.
Yeah, it was like Bunting. Bunting would always put himself in random scrums to get his ass kicked, and then he'd get his ass kicked and get a penalty out of it.
Remember that Tampa series when the ref took him off the ice? Like he pushed him off the ice. What the fuck was that? You can't touch a player like
You
that.
could not touch
Turn
player
around
like
and just
that.
sock him.
If you turned around and socked the ref, you get 10 games.
Like
yeah,
I'm
you're
fine
done.
with the ref breaking up the fight, but you can't push a player off the ice. I'm sorry.
Absolutely
That is not okay.
You grab him by his fighting strap and you tell him to go to the bench. You do not put your hands on a player.
You can't.
Yeah, sorry you're too insecure and too bad of a ref to have no fucking authority over the game that you have to manhandle a player off the ice. We
Michael,
got way off track here.
I need to ask why you put this on here, Michael.
So, I don't know how I found this, but I was on Twitter just scrolling, and I went down an NBA rabbit hole. Just scrolling through like off-season shit because there wasn't much going on, and I don't think any games were going on. And someone found Luka's wife's Instagram, and she was cooking like veggies and shit, and then they posted Luka in the gym, and he looks skinny.
Luka's not fat.
Not
though.
skinny.
not.
He's lost weight, and you
It's-
can tell he's lost weight.
I don't know if you guys aren't huge UFC guys, but do you know Paddy Pimblett?
No.
Paddy,
The Irish guy?
yeah,
Yes.
He might be from Wales or something. He's got. That's Scouser. I don't know where that's from.
ginger?
But he's not a ginger. He's blonde.
Never mind.
But he's made it a part of his brand where he gets absolutely shredded before his fights, and then gets really fat outside of his fighting time.
Okay.
And so people really don't understand the anatomy of athletes and how easily they can put on and shed weight.
Oh, their bodies are like medical miracles.
It's unbelievable to see. Like, I'm actually going to pull up. I don't know if you've ever seen this Conor McGregor weight cut transformation.
Have you seen that thing about Bobrovsky? How he loses 15 pounds a game?
Why? Because he's just moving so much?
His body just loses so much weight during games.
That's fucked.
There was that one game. It was the 9 overtime or 7 overtime. He lost, I think it was like 26 pounds or something in one game.
Dude, Brad Marchand
That's
was eating
ridiculous.
a blizzard during a fucking intermission. Like, athletes are wild like that. Sorry.
Phil Kessel was drinking Cokes.
Dude, like athletes are crazy like that. Look
This
at
is-
McGregor in this photo.
This is Conor McGregor's weight cut. I think he
Holy.
went down to feather or light. I think he fights light, so maybe this was featherweight. Like, this is the kind of shit that guys can do, and like,
He looks like he's 80 pounds.
and I'll show you Patty's too. Patty every fight he gets fat, and he's really good. Here he is. This is him.
I've seen this guy.
He'll sit there and he'll eat
I've
pizza.
never seen him like that. I thought he was like some Irish golfer or some shit.
Here he is, minus 50 pounds. He was 205 walking
UFC
around.
fighter?
He's a UFC fighter, and he's good. He's really good.
Dude, he's so fat and then he's so jacked.
It's a part of his
50 pounds
brand.
different.
He sits there and he eats pizza and he eats burgers and he just lives his life. Holy shit. And then he sheds it. And so when people sit there and cry about Luka because he's drinking beers and smoking hookah, like, get
If
over
he
it.
wanted to shed 30 pounds, give him 3 months.
Less. Give him 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And he's teammates with a guy who's been peaking for 23 years.
He can genuinely do 10 pounds a week if he needed
Easy.
100%.
Easy. That's why I put that in there.
to. It's... Skinny Luka is the best player. He's better than MJ. Prime MJ.
If he gets cardio going, 40 points a game.
The guy doesn't run like us, though. All NBA teams got announced. Any snubs? I hate that Booker's not in.
I
And
thought
Sabonis.
Booker should have got in over Curry.
Ooh.
Why?
That might be a legacy kind of thing.
Their stats are basically identical. I think Booker had better shooting percentage, not 3. But
So you're saying
from the field.
Jaren Jackson Jr., Trey Young.
Like these
Booker,
guys are
Sabonis
like
did not
potential
make-
snubs.
They did not make
They
it.
did not.
Yeah, they did not make it.
I don't. Booker, I think, is in the same conversation as De'Aaron Fox, one of the most underrated players that we've ever seen in sports. This guy has been given the shit out of the stick every time, and he deserves to be celebrated.
That's why I put Trae Young in there too. I think Trae Young is an unbelievable basketball player. He's undersized. Sure, he looks like a troll doll. But he's
looks like a wet lollipop with cat.
Yeah, he's undersized. He's one of the greatest shooters in the league right now, and he playmakes like it's nobody's fucking business. He's 25 and 10 a night.
Turnover god.
I know, but like he's still really, really.
He turns
good.
the ball over a lot.
Yeah, I think
Triple J is one of the best defensive players in the league, and he won Depoy, or no, Mobley won it. Sorry, he was probably the second favorite, and he didn't even. I don't think he
Can
got
you
a
just
vote
quickly
for
pull
it.
up first, second team All NBAs so that we can just. I need to see it. I'm a visual learner.
Just for context, I'm not saying these guys should be first team, like second and third.
I just want to take this opportunity to say I want to express my condolences to the guy that put Wemby as depoy and then got injured the next day.
That sucks.
You just reminded me of that. The guy put $30,000 on Wemby to be depoy, and then he got injured the next day.
Man.
You're gonna give him a catch out option of like $7.
Well, if you got $30,000 to just throw on a depoy, then you clearly got like not a lot of issues.
First team, I don't disagree with at all.
You got Shea, Jokic, Giannis, Tatum.
You called Jason
Donovan
Tatum
Mitchell.
Fugazi, and he's first team All NBA.
Yeah, where's he now?
I'm just saying, you called him first team. You called him Fugazi, and he's on the first team.
This is a regular season award.
This is a regular season award.
I called him Fugazi in the playoffs.
Okay, fair.
And yeah, he's a martyr.
All right,
He's a
second
martyr.
team.
Second team, Jalen Brunson, Curry, Edwards, LeBron, Mobley. I don't have issues with this one either. I think it's a good team.
I think they should have swapped Cade and Steph. Cade was 25, 9, and 6 this year.
I actually wouldn't mind that at all. Cade had an unbelievable year. I guess, does Cade play too?
Wow, James Harden made the All NBA team.
Yeah, he actually had a sneaky good year.
No, but that's a snub. That is one that I would much rather Devin Booker play. It's the 3, but I mean, Harden plays 2
Even
anyways.
Halliburton, like, I know he's good, but is he...
He is that guy. I genuinely believe Halliburton. I had him in fantasy one year, and he was unbelievable that year. And like I said, he just makes them play at his pace.
Why not Steph? Why are you opposed to having Steph on second team?
What were Steph's stats this year?
He was
24,
money.
4, and 6, I think.
Oh my god.
Right there, 24, 4, and 6. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is an All NBA performance. 40% for 3.
Booker was basically identical. More points.
I agree. I think Booker should be in here, and I actually will agree. I think you bump Steph to third team,
Cade to second.
Cade to second team, especially with the team that he had. Like when you look where the Pistons were last year to
Nobody.
where he brought them.
Nobody. And you're
Did
you're going to sit
LeBron-
there and tell me that Jalen Williams is better than DeMontis Sabonis?
Did LeBron have a second team All Star season? I get it. 40 plus years old.
No, he did not.
I mean, he averaged 20. His career average is what he averaged this year. Is 27, 7, and 7.
Is that what he put up this year?
Yeah.
Okay, I take that back. I did not know LeBron put up 27.
I didn't know.
He's ridiculous.
That's my
It might have been
bro.
25, but like,
He
he was
might-
25 plus.
This is a snub for all team one. I'd move LeBron up, then take him down.
Fuck yeah! At 40 years old, dude, that has to be a factor. That cannot just be all stats.
like, or do you even put Ant first team and swap him with Donovan Mitchell?
I do like Ant second team. I think Ant, he's peaking now in the playoffs. It's like we said, a regular season award,
Yes.
and so I see it. The Cavs were so good. The Cavs were unbelievable,
They were.
and it's just Donovan
If
Mitchell
a team wins
was.
60 games, their best player has to be on the first team. All NBA.
It's just it's formula. But yeah, there's some decent snubs here. What about Tobias Harris?
Yeah.
He's leading the playoffs in free throw percentage.
He's in the playoffs. What team is Tobias Harris on now?
He's on the Pistons. He just didn't miss a free throw.
He's still in?
Both teams that traded Paul George could potentially be in the NBA final, and he's never been.
That's fucked.
Wow.
The Pacers and the Thunder both traded Paul George
Wow.
for SGA and what did the Pacers get for him? Oladipo plus? Oh, they got Sabonis,
Sabonis.
which turned into Halliburton. So there you go. It was basically Paul George for Halliburton and Paul George for SGA.
While we're on, I saw this today.
What horrible fucking trades.
So Sam Presti has been GM for OKC for a very long time. In 2008, I think it was Rashard Lewis. It was a sign-in trade.
I can't remember that guy.
And all those picks have just been going up. All those picks from that first sign-in trade have resulted in SGA, Jalen Williams,
Chet,
Lou Dort, like all these 17 years later. I mean, no chips, but like
No, but
look at
that's
the
a
core.
rebuild.
No, but and they also have 7 more in the next 4 years in the
Yeah.
first round.
Yeah, and you already have a cast that this cast alone can get
win.
you to 5
100%.
conference finals alone.
100%. 2 years ago, made the play-in. Last year, second round. This year, probably finals bound. They
fine.
lost in the second round last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next year, I want us actually, or next week, sorry, for the pod, I want each of you to go through and pick your favorite team rebuild.
Done.
Because I have mine, the Texans. I don't want to say it now, but I did.
That's a good one.
The Texans
fucking
were
fast.
sick, and they did it in a crazy
Okay,
way.
all right.
That'll be a good one for next week. But for this week, Shea is eligible for a Supermax.
So
$56 million a year?
so fucked.
You know what? If that's what the CBA calls for and you win an MVP, go get your fucking bag.
He's making $700 million contract. This is a Shohei Ohtani level, Juan Soto.
Literally.
This is crazy
Look at this guy
money.
with the baseball knowledge.
I'm a money guy.
That's ridiculous.
That's crazy.
That's nuts.
$76 million a year. You know you can do $76 million a year? You could buy like a boat for every single day of the year and still have $76 million left over.
Dude, you could literally end
By
world
pontoon.
hunger. You could end world hunger.
You could buy every homeless person in Toronto a house. At least 76 of them.
At least. I wouldn't know what to do with all that money.
No, I mean, at that point, I literally...
It doesn't matter. You just set your family up, man. You take care of
Generations.
everyone you ever love.
You gotta
Your
pull...
kids, grandkids are going to be set.
You gotta pull a Jesse Pinkman. You gotta get high off meth.
That's it.
And then get in your car and start driving down some random street and just throw thousands out the window.
Buy your
honestly.
house. Make it into a meth lab.
He deserves it, though. You're right.
Like, I don't know if he deserves $76 million, but if that's what the CBA calls for, you can't blame the guys for getting the bags that are offered to them.
Hey, it's privatized money at the end of the day. This isn't taxpayer money. This isn't...
That's
athletes
what I
are not
say to my dad
overpaid.
all the time. He fucking hates it.
It's...
These guys are overpaid. Then you watching gives them that money.
Exactly, literally. It's the fact that each person in their home is going to sit down and watch this game.
It's
It generates
privatized
enough
money.
revenue
Yeah, 100%.
to pay these guys. So if you don't like it, don't watch.
Exactly. I don't disagree at all.
Sorry, but that's the way that it is.
It's our weekly check-in with Giannis. This was when I went down the NBA rabbit hole, just about NBA history, and there's
Okay,
this
walk
really
us
good,
through these really quickly. 'cause
really
we're coming
good
up to
TikTok
an hour.
account. It goes into what could have been. So Giannis was almost drafted by the Raptors. So in 2013, the Raptors traded their first-round pick for Kyle Lowry to Houston, and that pick was later swapped with OKC. I don't remember the full trade, but that pick became Steven Adams for OKC. And then the following pick was Minnesota's, and they drafted Shabazz Muhammad, 2K17 legend lefty, at 14.
Basketball.
And
Basketball.
Masai was on the phone with Minnesota. I want Giannis. Give me your pick. And he offered. I don't know what the offer was, but it just didn't work out, and the Bucks took him with the next
Are
pick.
you fucking kidding me? Shabazz Muhammad doesn't even play in the league anymore.
Yep.
Sad. It was...
What could have been?
What can be still, though.
What can be still?
Hindsight is... I'm sorry, blindsight is 2020.
And then, but Giannis was like the only notable player in that draft too.
And Masai found him.
what year was this? This was
2013.
2013?
There's nobody in that draft. That was Anthony Bennett.
Look at Giannis's draft picture, and he's like,
That's Anthony Bennett, right?
yeah, it's like 7 foot, and he weighs 110
There's
pounds.
nobody here.
Oladipo went second.
Oladipo was good.
Yeah.
But like
He was really.
Otto Porter Jr., Cody Zeller. Is he in the
There's
league
nobody.
anymore?
McCollum.
Alex Len is not in the league.
Nope.
I don't even know who this is.
He used to play for Philly. He sucks.
I don't know who this is. Contavious Caldwell Pope was a legend. Trey Burke, CJ McCollum.
There's nobody in this draft.
Kelly Olynyk went ahead of Giannis. That's so crazy to me that Kelly Olynyk, he also became a Raptor.
He did.
So did Lucas Nogueira. So did Dennis Schroeder. So did
Tony
Alex
Snell.
Len. So did fuck, man.
I wonder if
Rudy
Tony,
Gobert was the 27th pick by Denver. Wow, Denver moved that pick. It's interesting to see all this.
it is really interesting to look back at some of these good draft classes. It was a horrible draft
Hey,
class.
you
this
played
season.
2K with him.
Who?
Up. Isaiah Canaan, didn't you?
Yes,
Is it him?
Isaiah Cannon.
Yeah.
Yes. I put my little cousin played Fortnite with him.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
It's fucked.
I was a sick one. Man, what could be?
What could have
I'm
been?
praying on it. I'm on 2 knees. If Giannis becomes a Raptor, I'm getting a hardwood jersey.
I'm getting it off Timu.
Facts.
Yeah, we'll get it off.
I'm not
TV
giving
for
Shea
sure.
$76 million.
We'll make some in the Sweaty Trio factory.
More Hornet slander? Shall we? after we bashed their 25-year history.
All right, round us out with some Hornet slander.
So they traded Kobe on draft night, MVP. And they also traded Shea, MVP, on draft night to the Clippers for Terrence Mann. Who is a decent player, but like...
Not Shea.
Seriously? You draft these guys, I don't know where they went, but they were probably top 15, top 10, whatever. And they traded them before they even had a minute on the court. What the fuck are you doing?
I want to see actually what Kobe's draft pick was, because I don't know. 13th overall. Damn.
Stupid.
That's
Look up Shea's. What was Shea's draft pick quickly?
I think Shea went higher. Shea went 11th overall. He was a Clipper?
Yeah, he was a Paul George trade.
He wasn't the Paul George trade.
Yeah.
It was Paul George and 7 pick swaps.
Yep.
Or SGA and 7 pick swaps for Paul George.
What draft was that? 2018.
So fucking stupid.
So,
What a draft.
1-1 DeAndre Ayton.
Man, the Kings really fucked up there, eh?
Oh,
so did the Hawks, sorry. Swapping Luka for Trey, you're an idiot.
Mo Bamba.
Where is Mo Bamba now? He was supposed to be like...
He's in like LA at some point. Mikal Bridges is nice.
Colin Sexton's also good.
This is a good draft. SGA, Miles Bridges. Kevin,
Let me say though,
Kevin
are you
Porter.
pissed if you're the Knicks and you drafted Kevin Knox when you could have had shit?
Yeah. He's the point guard you never had.
Jerome Robinson, I don't know who that is.
Dude, Troy Brown Jr. in 2K19.
He's nice.
Always got so good. He came
Nice.
like 93 overall.
Lonnie Walker in
DiVincenzo.
my team was the
Shooter.
best player I had on my
Shooter.
team ever. Kevin Herter, Michael, you're king.
The issue.
He was a first round pick, eh?
Yeah, he was good, man. Red Velvet.
His nickname was Red Velvet. Grayson Allen, his nickname should be the Kicker.
Damn. Yeah, these are Anthony Simmons. These are some
Mo
interesting.
Wagner. Wow. And he was a Laker pick.
This is really interesting to see. I love going back to these draft classes. you
Jalen
see.
Brunson, 2nd round pick.
Devontae Graham was nice. Damn. Oh, the Hawks traded him too. Wow.
Who else is like... Is there anyone else notable here?
No. Shake Milton's okay.
Costas.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, I think the NBA has been milked, guys. I think we've
so.
milked the Hornets for everything that all their dignity.
Yeah, let's give him a break.
NBA, you've been
milked.
Boys, this is an unbelievable pod, as always. Love getting on the couch and getting in this locker room with you sweaty boys.
Getting sweaty.
We have a lot of interesting things coming. We have a really, really interesting interview coming up. Should we say it? Or
Nah, that's our teaser.
that's the teaser?
That's our
I'm
teaser.
so fucking amped for this, man. I grew up loving this guy.
I jumped off the walls when I heard that he was even... the fact that he replied.
Like, he's booked. He's confirmed.
He's our king. I hope you...
We're interviewing him mid-June.
He's a legend in Canadian sports media. NA sports media. He's a fucking goat.
He's... Bro... I don't want to say anyone. I'm getting carried away with myself.
We'll tease it next week.
We'll
but
tease it next week,
I
sure.
can't fucking wait to talk to him.
I can't wait to bring this to you guys, because at the end of the day, we do this for you guys. Of course, we love it, and we get an opportunity to talk to so many amazing people and talk about so many amazing topics. But the fact that we get to bring this to you guys in such a fun way, and the fact that we even have the privilege to do this, we are so honored. We love doing this. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share everything. We need you to be involved so that we can stay involved. Thank you for coming to the locker room, and we'll talk to you next week.
Peace.
Take care.
Yeah, boys.